Hello there, kia ora. Hey, I've been trying to work something out and I think I might need your help on this. I'm actually making a list of need to haves and nice to haves and trying to work out what the difference is between them. After all, the Prime Minister has told councils that they should do that because, well, that's what he's apparently doing as a government. So he told them that roads and pipes and rubbish were need to haves, but that means that things like libraries, museums, art galleries, pools, parks, playgrounds, public art, creative sector growth, local events, and well, pretty much anything else councils do must be nice to haves. So, using this logic, I've been trying to work out what the difference actually is between them based on the government's own criteria, but I keep getting some mixed messages, which is why I probably need your help making this list. After all, at the very top of the list, tax cuts for millionaires and landlords have got to be the number one need to have based on the fact that that was literally the first thing they did when they got into power. But that means that tax breaks for the lowest income earners must be a nice to have because they didn't get anything. English first on government organisations, that's got to be a need to have again based on how quickly that was rolled out. But doctors, nurses, and support staff, that's a nice to have based on the reports that we're seeing. Oh, and of course, things like free prescriptions for everybody, access to primary healthcare providers at all times of the day, they're nice to haves. Otherwise, they would have been funded better to ensure they could provide what they need to provide. Huh. Well, very weird. I mean, just this last week, we saw for a very brief period of time the idea of a couple of slices of toast and a cup of tea was a nice to have, not a need to have, because of funding cuts to the health sector. Lots of roads, clearly a need to have. But public transport, cycleways, and rail, nice to haves. Higher speeds, need. Safer roads, nice. Smoking, clearly a need. But our founding document is a nice to have, along with the ways that ensure partnership that's enshrined in that document. Building more houses. Apparently, there's a need for building more houses, but it's nice to actually have more houses built. Thousands unemployed. Definitely a need for that, apparently, for the sake of the economy. But a sympathetic welfare system to help those people that are unemployed is a nice to have, along with, umbrella services to help our most vulnerable people. Tourists are a need to have. We heard for years and years how much we needed the tourism industry. However, actually having tourists is a nice to have. So is having a country that New Zealanders themselves want to live in. Because that's, well, they're leaving in droves. Quality education, definitely a need to have. No one's arguing against that. But actual training in how to deliver a quality education with enough time to learn the processes, or even a curriculum based on modern teaching methods, nice to haves. Along with things like RSE, which is a tool that helps keep kids and young people safe and to teach them how to identify predatory behavior. Like when an adult in a position of power Snapchats a 14-year-old. Infrastructure is a need, obviously, like the new ports that they want to build to handle the imported LNG, but not the type of new ports that are needed for the replacement ferries. Of course, those ferries are also technically nice to haves. Being tough on crime, I could see how that could be seen as a need, but dealing with the actual drivers of criminal behavior is a nice to have. The environment, definitely a must have. I mean, we all use it, especially farmers. They made a lot of noise about it, but actual climate change mitigations to not just ensure resilience to climate change, but, also to meet things like our international free trade requirements. They're a nice to have. We've been told to care for people who are disabled. That's a need to have. We're just making sure that ensuring that it happens is a nice to have. A divisive referendum bill that's apparently doomed to fail is a need to have. But a Te Reo greeting from our culture minister for an invitation to a Māori celebration is a nice to have. Look, I'm sure there's more, and I'm only just starting my list, so clearly there are going to be things that are added to this. But it does seem like there's a bit of a recurring theme going on here. The people who are getting hurt the most by being told that what they need to have is a nice to have are the ones who need the most help. I wonder if that's an accident or by design.